Here we are, 1 year in on name image likeness. According to Opendorse, the NIL market is on pace to reach more than $500 million within the first year. It could reach $1 billion if booster collectives continue to aggressively increase. 1. In the $19 billion college sports industry $6 billion NCAA, that's a 5% penetration into the market, by the very workforce which fuels the market. With 5 to 10,000 potential player/athlete benefactors, it could be a game changer. However, there are less than 100 known six-figure or better individual deals. There are several six-figure team deals on the books.
More data from Opendorse, January 2022. The average NIL compensation for Division I athletes is $471, while for Division II athletes, the average is $81, and for Division III athletes, they received a whopping $47, not thousands. These numbers not only show how unjust this is to the athletes at the lower levels, it also shows how insensitive it is to think NIL will actually help all athletes. It might sponsor a trip to the grocery store, but that's about it. 2. So the top 1% of athletes are raking in all the money. 60% of NIL to football, 18% to female athletes, and the rest to everyone else. The other 99% need a monthly stipend from the NCAA to try and survive poverty and starvation while in college.
Hardly the Wild West scenario that many university administrators and their 7 to 8 figure head coaches are crying about. The 2020 NCAA study shows fair market value for Div 1 men's football and basketball athletes ranged from $208,000 to $551,000 annually. So NIL is less than a drop in the bucket for the vast majority of players. The NCAA put out minimal guidance a year ago, expecting congressional action. There was none. A recent NCAA update promises to go after extreme cases where obvious pay-for-play is involved. Many big-time booster collectives at major schools seem itching for a fight and are boldly talking smack in the media. Several proposed bills have seen the light of day, but Congress is preoccupied with repealing old voting and right-to-choose laws, promoting partisan legislation, and helping their party with midterm elections. NIL can wait. The best proposed bill for players is the Blumenthal-Booker bill, the so-called College Athletes' Bill of Rights. We've already gotten to the point of various NIL collectives spitting venom at competitor collectives, UK versus TAMU, over tactics in signing players. It looks like pay-for-play in several cases we've seen this spring involving returning players and transfers at major schools. If it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a UK Wildcat. However, if it's in Florida, it's a Gator, unless it's south of Orlando, then it's a Hurricane.
CBS Sports talking heads Parrish and Norlander were online, gleefully goading the NCAA to go after NIL collectives, expecting Fat Cat Collective's lawyers to beat down the NCAA in court.
Expect Congress to get to NIL legislation when either A. After several major school NIL booster collectives grossly break/override state laws/NCAA provisions. Conducting pay-for-play in an egregious, wanton manner, with total disregard and disdain for the rules. See Texas, UK, Florida, Miami, Bama, others. B. Several athletes get taken advantage of and abused via unscrupulous contracting and refusals to pay by companies, aggressive agents, and opportunistic NIL collectives. It's a matter of time, when not if.
Many states, expecting tough NCAA regs, jumped the gun, 2019-21 enacting state NIL laws. 30 states now have NIL laws, a few of which are now trying to repeal them. Alabama already has, in light of the new milquetoast NCAA rules. Passage of a national bill would also lessen, if not put an end to, the ongoing collegiate climate of university cheating. The illicit payment of players/families by boosters and shoe companies, and the do whatever it takes to win mentality that permeates today's sports.
In my opinion, the NCAA and member universities would rather the current legacy remain intact. The greed and rampant spending by universities has become addictive. They have no issue with the current climate of cheating and improprieties, as long as their money pipeline is not interrupted.
Money talks. If you have doubts, merely look at the extremes most schools in the NCAA were willing to endure, in order to play these last two COVID 2020-22 seasons.
Should the national legislators decide to ignore this issue, it will be tacit approval for the universities and their NCAA to continue unabated with the ongoing legacy of U.S. collegiate sports slavery and cheating.